So I've got three tiers left. This next tier is the everything has to break right for them to win the title. Like they have the
Okay.
players in some ways, but everything has to go perfectly according to plan. That there's only two teams in this tier. I've got the Nets and I've got the Clippers.
I think that's extremely fair because both of them have injury concerns. Both of them, well, the Nets have
Kyrie
more of a
concerns.
dysfunction concern.
they
Well, not
yeah,
even
they
just that,
they have a
but
Kyrie
coaching
concern.
and the coaching concern stems off from the Kyrie concerns, I'm sure. So,
Right.
yeah, definitely dysfunction over there. And then the Clippers just haven't ever been able to be completely fully healthy together.
Ever.
But if
Not since
they
that first season.
but if they do break right and they are able to, like you said, that is a scary team.
Yeah. And
So
part of that breaking right is not only Kawhi being healthy, but Kawhi still being Kawhi. Because we haven't seen Kawhi be Kawhi in like 3 years. He could
since Toronto
he could still be
or that
Kawhi.
first year with the Clippers, yeah,
Right. He could still be Kawhi. We don't know though. We have to
we
see it.
don't.
And we haven't seen it yet. So if Kawhi is Kawhi, one of the top five players in the NBA, and Paul George is sitting over there, a top 10, top 15 guy, they have a shot.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
will that
definitely.
happen? No idea.
No idea. Especially with the way the West is right now. I mean,
It's deep and everybody's bunched together.
everybody's bunched together. So as deep as it is, it's kind of wide open in a way just because they're so bunched together. Like
Yeah,
anybody could knock out anybody.
right. It and it's insane. So this next tier, this is the second highest tier. This is the good enough but probably too young tier. In this
Okay.
tier, I've only got one Eastern Conference team and I've got three Western Conference teams. Eastern Conference, obviously the Cavs. Everybody in their starting lineup is 26 or younger. The most experienced person, the only person that's had a playoff run at all, is Donovan Mitchell. We don't know what they would look like when the playoffs come around. It's a different animal. It's almost a different sport.
I do have to say that they have
But that team
surprised
is
me so
really good.
far. I even said when the trade happened, I was like, wow, that's it's kind of given up quite a bit. But no, they're playing pretty well. But like you said, they are young. But if they can
The,
figure it out and play well, and Donovan Mitchell can get his game raised to that next level,
the
they could be
pieces fit.
scary.
The pieces fit there. They fit really well. And it's just a matter of kind of growing and experience and I think in a couple of years that team's going to be really dangerous. On the Western Conference side, I've got the Pelicans, the Grizzlies, and the Kings. Now, you might argue the Kings are way too high, but they
The
like statistically they look really good.
Yeah, I'm
And
surprised by them too. I haven't seen too much.
I watched them at the end of last year, and I liked what I saw. And this year, it's just been taken to another level. Like it's their numbers are really good, and I think if they had it more experience, if they were a more experienced team, if they weren't the Kings, you'd look at them and be like, pretty damn good, but they're very young.
Gotcha.
And for
So
the
they're in that we're gonna have to wait another month or so and see if it's for real or
yes,
not.
yes, for sure. Other two teams, the Grizzlies, they've gotten some taste of the playoffs the last couple of years. I still think they're a little too young. Their best players are 24 and younger. That's just really young in the NBA. Guys have to take their lumps.
Not only that, but they also another team that has to stay healthy. They've got
Yes.
to be able to keep Ja Morant healthy and be able to stay on the floor, or else they fall too. So
Yep. And I think Desmond Bane's hurt right now. They just got Jaren Jackson Jr. back. That's a team that needs to stay healthy. I think that's a team that maybe could make a run to the Western Conference Finals this year. But I think that's their ceiling for this year. Again, I think next year, year after, maybe you might be looking at a finals team, maybe a title team. They're just too young right now, I think. The last team in that tier is the Pelicans. 4 out of their 5 starters are 25 or younger. The only guy that's not is CJ McCollum.
But
And he's been through it, but you know, and it's another one with Zion. Like, is Zion going to break at some point? He's broken every season that he's
the
played.
key. Definitely the key. But if he's able to stay healthy and play at the level he's playing right now, he definitely could lead a team into a deep playoff run.
Yeah.
So, and
It's just tough
man,
because he's so young. They're so young, that team.
I got to
Their
bring it
second,
up though. Or go ahead. My bad.
I was going to say their second oldest starter is Ingram. He's their second oldest starter. He's like 25.
Man, it feels like he's been in the league for quite
Yeah.
a while
These
now. That's
NBA
crazy.
guys, they get in the league so young. What were you going to say?
Did you see the whole late dunk from Zion or anything?
No, I didn't.
So they were beating the Suns pretty bad. And if you remember right, the Suns beat them in the playoffs last year
Yeah.
without Zion. Well, it was getting aggressive. Zion was making some plays and having some flashy dunks. And then at the end, it was like just throw the ball across the court and usually just dribble it out, right? Well, no, Zion did a 360 windmill dunk with like 1 second left. And obviously, Chris Paul being an old school guy and like having some older guys over there on the Suns, they definitely did not take it well.
Yeah, I
So
imagine.
yeah, so it started some stuff, but I mean, Zion even said later, he was like, "Yeah, you know what? I definitely let the moment get to me. I probably shouldn't have done that. However,
Yeah.
I watched that team beat my guys last year, and the game was a little chippy. And obviously, I'm paraphrasing, but he was like, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I did it." So he
Yeah.
manned up for it, and I really, I'm curious how you feel about it. How do you feel about it? I mean, obviously you haven't seen it yet, I guess, but
You know, if there's one thing I love about the NBA versus other sports is the pettiness. Like, I love the pettiness. I love it. I, be disrespectful. I don't care. It's fun.
I'm right there with you. I kind of like it. It kind of goes with the same pimping a home run and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I
Like,
mean,
you don't want me to 360 dunk on you after we've already beat you. How about you beat me? Make it a close game.
yeah,
Then I don't get to
exactly.
do that.
Yep. I mean, I was even thinking as much as like just guard me at that point, but you're right. Don't even make it to where that's even an
Yeah.
opportunity.
Don't make it a question.
Yep.
Just,
So,
you're going to you want to be the better team, be the better team.
yep. So boohoo. And so
Otherwise, shut up.
now the Suns are they've been on a little bit of a skid, but I'm sure we're about to maybe talk about them.
Yeah. The top tier, there's 5 teams that I think have at least they have the pieces right now, the experience, the players that they can win the title. And those 5 teams are in the West, the Suns and the Warriors. In the East, it's the Celtics, the Bucks, and I've got the 76ers in this tier.
I can agree with you.
I still think, even though they haven't exactly showed it this year, I still think the 76ers have the pieces in place. I just wish they didn't have Doc Rivers. If they had Doc Rivers, they might be in a much higher tier. Might have to create a 6th tier if they didn't have Doc Rivers. But we know how
Almost a
we kn-
curse.
right. We know how I feel about Doc Rivers, most overrated coach in the history of the NBA. Maybe the history of sports, but I don't need
Anyways,
to go on a Doc Rivers rant, but
let's at
he's
least mention his former team, the Celtics, because dude,
Tatum and
they
Brown, fully fledged.
they are looking so good, dude. They're
Mhm.
looking real good.
Even without their
Luckily for
coach.
yeah, even with the whole coach thing going on. So I do have a hot take.
Okay.
It might be a little bit more of a conspiracy. Some people might say it's a stretch
Okay.
because they definitely look really good. They are primed to win it. They were in the finals last year,
Hmm.
but I just think that it's definitely rigged, and the Celtics are winning. It's the year that we're celebrating Bill Russell. Everybody's
Hmm.
wearing the 6 on their jersey, and it's just all falling in line for the Celtics just to win it.
How is it
And I
rigged
mean,
though? That's what I
be-
want to know.
because it's the year that, like I said, that they're celebrating Bill Russell, and
What's the mechanics of it though?
there's not a lot of mechanics behind it. I just know that there's no reason to even play this season
Like
because
the
the
basketball
Celtics are just
gods
gonna
have
win it.
spoken.
Yeah, they're just gonna give it to the Celtics.
Mm, I see.
Now, like I said, the hard part to believe it is that they do look really good and they are primed to possibly win it anyways.
Yeah.
But if they do end up winning it, you heard it here first. The NBA,
Yeah.
we shouldn't even have played this season.
I still think the Bucks are the best team in basketball when fully healthy. Now that Chris Middleton's back, I thought that
It's
all season
definitely,
last year.
man, that would be a hell of a Eastern Conference Finals to
Oh
see those
yeah,
two against each other. And I mean,
both
I
fully
don't know though.
healthy. Oh,
That's
oh.
what I'm saying though. I bet you maybe the Celtics aren't the best team this year, but they're gonna win it anyway because that's how it's gonna go.
All right.